Give me a couple surprise players no one is talking about that teams could reach for in the top 10. Ooh. Well, we could talk about the quarterback position. I think a lot of people saying, oh, there's going to be no quarterbacks taken. That's a bunch of BS, man. It seems like every year quarterbacks taken. I could see Pickett and I could see Malik Wilson as top 10. You got Atlanta Falcons, you got the Carolina Panthers. Both those teams need quarterbacks. I think that's very possible. What about you? What do you think about players that get overtaken?
Yeah, I think Malik doesn't get past the Falcons. I like, I think about Carolina and Baker Mayfield and the potential there. If they get Baker, then Atlanta gets their guy. They have Malik and they just go with it. Malik seems like a natural fit for Atlanta as a mobile quarterback. Michael Vick kind of got his start there. I think there's a lot of kind of throwback vibes they can get. That's one team that's going to get a lot of leeway with a quarterback like that, because the fan base is used to him. They're not going to be screaming for the coach's head and the GM's head year 2 because the guy's got to develop, right? And they also know, you look at the roster and it's garbage. I mean, Atlanta's roster is terrible.
Hot garbage.
Get Malik now and start building that roster. And as Malik grows, your roster can grow. That's probably the only hope that front office has, because they're not getting a quarterback this year. And to go another year without some kind of hope at that position, that's going to be ugly. That's going to be ugly in Atlanta.
You brought his name up, Baker Mayfield. I don't know about you, but Pro Football Talk has been trying to pray that Baker Mayfield becomes a Detroit Lion. And saying it seems like every day on his show. Do you see the Detroit Lions trading for Baker Mayfield?
No, they're in Goff. That's it. And whether you like it or not, whether you trust him. Sorry,
You've had enough of that shit.
That's my favorite one.
Whether you're in on Goff or not, this team is and this front office is. So there's no Baker in Detroit. The only Baker is the one that made the cake saying Salah was coming, right?
Ooh, cakes. What do you think about moving back in the draft? I don't think they're going to move from 2. I just think that they don't have any trade partners. But 32, I think, is very possible. 5th-year option, enticing. Maybe a team wants to get a quarterback. I think if you look at Brad Holmes, what they'd probably really like to do is get some picks for next year's draft, kind of build it up. What if Jared Goff's not the answer? Then they'll have capital to move up in next year's draft. We already got 2 first-round picks. Maybe get another second-round pick or something like that. So potentially look for that. What do you think about moving back in the draft this year?
It's so hard to predict. That's why, when I do mocks, I usually don't put trades in, because it's just wild pulling hairs out your rear kind of stuff. I see potential though. I think the Lions are absolutely open to it. I just don't know if they find a partner. If they do, if I'm putting myself in Holmes' position, I'm targeting, to drop nowhere lower than 14, maybe 10. I want to get myself Jermaine Johnson. I feel like the drop off from Hutch or Tibbs to Johnson is not significant enough to give you problems as far as, the relative difference in quality of players in exchange for the kind of capital that you would get. And right now this team, like I said, we're like defensive end, safety, wide receiver, linebacker, and you start cornerback, defensive tackle, tight end. There's a lot of needs, and there's not as many picks as there are needs. Give me all the picks. Get me all these guys this year. Let's see what this team has. Let's see what Jared Goff has this year. Because next year, the one thing that the Malik Willis truthers kind of talk about with we need him at 2 is, well, if Goff isn't your guy, you're done. And I made a statement saying that Jared Goff, you'll know at the end of this year, if he's not your guy, you're going to draft your guy next year. It doesn't, you'll be able to get your guy next year. It doesn't mean you can draft him, because he could get 6 or 7 wins. You sure could. And that doesn't mean he's your guy, but you have the capital to move to get the guy you want. First off. Second off, there's the whole creativity. If you look at what they did in LA to get their guy, and the other moves that teams have made to get their quarterback, there's all kinds of potential there. Why wouldn't we give up the next 3 years first round? I'm making shit up here, right? To get a Patrick Mahomes, right? Obviously, I'm making stuff up, but why wouldn't you? He's your guy, and he's the finishing piece on your team. Go for it. I say build your team out now. See what you have in Goff. He's young enough that if he can show up and he can play, if he wins a playoff game next year, even with the extended playoffs, the whole thing, we win a playoff game and then we get shut out in the next game. What do you do about Jared Goff? Where's your head as a fan?
First off, I would be happy. I've never experienced a playoff win. I was 6 years old when I became a Lions fan. I'm born in 1985. That was in
How
1990. So first off, I will explode in happiness. I think he would be named the greatest quarterback of all time in Detroit.
there you go. That's the thing.
It would be
Better than Stafford at that point, right? Because
Yeah.
there's people, and it's going to be like, what in the hell? He did what Stafford couldn't, right? It's crazy. We'll see. We'll see what we get. The Deebo thing, I wouldn't put it past this offense to be able to put enough points on the board, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you're going to find out what Goff is this year. I don't think Malik is the guy for our team. I just don't think that kind of a dice roll is valuable enough. So others may want him, and we may be able to get some value along that way.
Folks, I guarantee to miss your question. Just repost it, copy and paste it. If I see it, I'll try to get to it. If I miss it, I'm not intentionally missing it. $1.99 Super Chat. Carson Strong at 97 if he's there. Carson Strong is an intriguing quarterback prospect. He's got a lot of arm talent. He's very talented, accurate, good quarterback, but he's got a lot of injuries in him as well. So many surgeries on his knee. Would you take a flyer on him in the third round, late third round pick?
At 97,
yeah,
I would. That's about the first place I would want to take a quarterback. And to be honest, I'm not sure I want to, but if he's available, he may be a guy you go for. I mean, at that point, we've gotten our defensive end, our safety, we've gotten our wide receivers. You get a quarterback there, okay. I hate the concept of, Tom Brady went sixth round. Yeah, well, that's one. Who's the second one that went sixth round, right? I don't know that you're going to find that diamond in the rough, but he's a guy. He could be interesting. He's an interesting player.
I just want a replacement of Tim Boyle and David Blau. Like, I cannot have these guys as a backup quarterback because if Jared Goff goes down, there goes the season. Yeah. I have zero confidence in those guys. I would draft my mother to be a quarterback, okay? And she's almost in her 70s. So, come on, man. Someone to help us out.
She can wing a slipper, though. Let's be honest.
Yo, man. She could fit that slipper out real nice. Hey, it's over with. No doubt about it. We are literally 12 likes away from 100. Smash that like button. We got 224 in the building. Let's get to 100 likes. With your help, we can get it done, man. Show Chat Sports that the One Pride is real. They're always getting on my 2 points of contact about it. Do you think we go safety at 32 and 34? I think we go safety at one of them. We're not going to go both. 32 or 34, I think you got to take a safety if there's one available. You have to, man. To me, it's a major need. It's a huge need.
Yeah, I'm all in on Hill. The thing you have to do is whether you take a safety or a wide receiver or your DE there, right? You have to say, what are the Jags going to do at 33? That's what's going to determine your 32 pick, I think, is what are they going to do or what are they going to trade for? But your safety 32, that's my number one pick for this team. And if you get your Tibbs or Hutch at 2, your safety. And I'm big on Hill. I have to tell you, Jackson Hill, I'm really big on. Brisker, I'm not as high on. I know a lot of people talk a lot, very highly of him. I'm not as strong on him. But then, wide receiver even, I'd hold out till the third round. I'd grab 2 wide receivers in the third round, unless you can get. Look, if Treylon Burks is there, or Pickens, or Dotson, if one of those guys is there, I grab them. But I just don't think that they're going to be there, right? And that's when you start moving out.
Yeah, you want to say thank you, Green Bay Packers, because I fear they're going to take a guy who we really like, and then we got to deal with that guy like Treylon Burks for forever. And that's the last freaking thing I want to see is Rodgers to Burks or Rodgers to Deebo. Oh, my God. I think that would ruin my life. That would ruin it. What type of package would you accept to get out of 32? It just depends who's trading. If it's just a couple picks away in the second round, you're not going to get as much. But if you're talking about out of the second round completely, I want a first-round pick next year. Like, if that's what you're talking about. So it just depends on where the team is at in that spot. But that's what I'd be determining. But, yeah, I'm all about trading out. I'm all about it. I want more draft capital. I trust that Brad Holmes knows how to find talent. We've seen it with the Amon-Ra St. Brown. We've seen it with the Melifonwu. And these are later round picks. So I think we can do it again this year. And if we do it again this year, we're definitely going the right direction. Something this team has never done is build a team through the draft. We've been awful doing it for years. Thoughts on Brian Cook and Majay Sanders? What do you think about them?
I don't know. I think they haven't really made it to the tip of my tongue as potentials where they'll fall for the Lions. Haven't spent a lot of time on them. I'm going to get burned really bad on both of those guys if we wind up trading into a spot where they're going to fall, because I haven't done a lot of work with them because I just don't see them falling where the Lions picks are.
Lions scared of money doesn't make money. Draft Willis because given the Lions' history, Goff will get hurt, and at some point we need a back with some edge. Look, I know a lot of people, you may be one of them. If they feel like Malik Willis is the guy, this is my philosophy of any draft, any quarterback. If you feel there's a quarterback that's elite, you think this guy's elite, you take him. I felt like that with Justin Herbert, that they should have took Justin Herbert. I was big on getting Herbert. Yeah, I'm an Oregon Duck fan, so I got to see a little bit. But if you feel a guy is elite that can change your franchise, you do it. But if you feel he can't be, it's don't do it. That's my philosophy.
I think there's something else at work too, and this is unfortunate potentially if it's true, but these kinds of things do play into these decisions. They've got Jared Goff. They've got an excuse to be in on Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. If they roll on Willis and he doesn't fly, that's a big hit for this front office and coaching staff and Dorsey. They came in and said, this is the guy, and basically broke the quarterback position because you're going to break it if you bring in Willis. And if he's not the guy, that's a huge, huge risk. If you play another year of Goff and he doesn't work out, that's okay. You still get a chance to draft your guy or trade for your guy. And that's now you've gone and gotten your guy. You know what I mean? You gave your guy 2 years. That's fair. You go get your guy now, and that's your chance to play your guy and do your thing with your guy. I don't know that you accelerate that timeline if you're the front office and you're still trying to build out the rest of the team. You put Willis out there again. If Jared Goff can't deliver on the talent he had out there last year, how much do you believe this is going to upgrade this year? And how do you think a guy like Willis is going to do with the low-end talent? I mean, Stafford couldn't have delivered last year with the talent we have. It's not going to be significantly better, particularly if you burn early capital on a quarterback. You're going to hamper your ability to build out your wide receiver crew. I just don't think it's the year for quarterback. That's me. And a lot of people disagree. I'm just not a big Malik guy this year.